Hey Kim, thank you so much for being with me on the Purposeful Mindset podcast. I am so grateful to have you on the show. I'm looking forward to learn about your life lessons, what you've been through. I've seen your content, I've seen what you've been up to. I've had your boyfriend on my podcast already, Dave Ferreira, no other than my amazing brother Dave, and he is such an awesome guy. I absolutely love having a conversation with him, learning from his years of experience in what he does, and like he had to explain to me what he does because it's so confusing to me. I was like, Dave, imagine I'm a monkey and you can just explain what you do to the monkey. Like, please just explain it to what you do in the most simplest form so a monkey can understand. He's like, I'll tell you what I do, Sadiq. And he just shared it. So it was amazing talking to him. I loved having him on, and I'm glad that you reached out, and I'm glad that I get to have this conversation with you. So I'm honestly looking forward to just learn about like what has Kim been on what has Kim been doing in her journey so far, and like what would you say in your life out of all the things that you've done so far? I'm sure you've done so many crazy things. What would be your like top 5 life lessons if you were to share it with the world? What would they be?
Wow, that's a great question. And thank you so much, Sadiq, for having me. I'm so excited and I'm glad you had a great conversation with Dave. He's a total hoot. But no, I'm grateful to be here. And I feel like the number one, if we want to break it down for me, the number one thing that I've learned is trusting my intuition.
Mm,
That is by far in business, in social settings, in driving in the car. I feel like I call it our God-given GPS, or you can call it your inner guru, your inner genius. We all have it. We all have access to it at any flippin' second. If we just get still and listen, it's all there. So that is truly what I've allowed over the last 5 to 6 years guide my life. It has guided my life and landed me in California with the love of my life, writing my first book, the launches, and building just something that I feel super proud of because I'm following my soul's purpose.
so beautiful. I love that. And you know what? I actually agree. I think a lot of people that I meet in life, they going with the flow. And to be honest with you, I'm not a very going with the flow type of guy, other than when it comes to speaking. Like when I'm doing a speaking gig, like my TED talk, it was literally going with the flow with a kind of a structure because I did
Yes.
not rehearse for it. Like when I did my TED talk in 2020, I just had the presentations, like a few slides up there with some images, and I was like, Sadiq, why do you need to have a script? Why do you need to rehearse what you're going to say when you're going to be going up there and sharing basically your life in the last 6 years, like how you took action to find your true purpose in speaking and
Yeah, that's
so,
awesome.
so all I did was I trusted my intuition, right? I just trusted my
Yes.
gut. I just trusted my feeling. I was like, when I go on the stage, I'm gonna zone out, and I'm just gonna be there with the people in the room, and I'm gonna share as much value, love, positivity that I can, and just authentically share my journey. And that's what literally following your intuition does for you. It makes magic happen because you're just being yourself.
Well, and that's actually, kind of what I call myself, the manifester of magic, because
I
it's
love it.
true. And I think our body gives us information about so many things. Have you ever tested out and done, have you ever tested out where maybe you put like a Diet Coke or something or a piece of food and your body will either move towards it or away from it if it's
Yeah.
not good for
Is that
you?
the marshmallow
Oh,
experiment, right?
I don't know this one. Oh
Oh my gosh,
my gosh.
Kim, you gotta go check out the marshmallow experiment. Check YouTube it.
I'm writing it down right
It's
now.
literally
Oh
what you
my
just
gosh.
said. Literally, they test it on kids. They put a marshmallow in front of a kid, and they see how long these two different kids. They see how long it takes for them to grab it and just eat it. So they either go towards it, they start playing with it, or they just sit there patiently because their mom said you have to wait for 15 minutes, then you can have it.
Oh my God. You know what, that does say a lot about, right, the ability to have what it delayed gratification and what that does for your life and your business and your decisions, that delayed gratification. I'm going to go watch that.
You
Okay. I've
have to see that.
never
You're
actually
gonna
seen
love
that.
it. You're gonna be sharing it everywhere.
I think I will, but no, for me, it truly, I feel like I'm being divinely guided when I listen to my intuition.
It's so powerful when you do because you don't have to pretend to be someone that you're not. You just be Kim. You just be the
Yeah.
amazing Kim that she is. Like you don't have
I
to fake it till you make it, as they say, you know?
I love that. I love that. And you know what? It doesn't mean that all your answers come at one time, but if you keep going back to that stillness, um, I truly believe that's where I say the magical shit happens.
I love that. I love these little theories and concepts that you have. This is so cool. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm excited.
So what would you say? So after someone finds, or after someone follows their intuition, so now they kind of got the gut feeling, they know this is what they got to do, or this is what they want to do, let's say. What would you say is the kind of next step, or is your kind of next life lesson that you kind of founded throughout your journey?
Being a seeker is a huge part of that, right? So being open, trusting the divine then guidance that comes from other people, other opportunities, synchronicities that come in your way. Really, like, I believe those things are signs of directions you can go. So, meaning, I happened to ask Dave, what were those podcasts you were on? And he gave me your name, and I said, well, I'm going to reach out to Sadiq. Now, you could have said no and not have me on your podcast, and that might have been for my best and highest. But, but again, it's like trusting the divine hand that's guiding you for your best and highest. And I do believe that self-care is a big piece of that. And I know I saw your workout video today, and it was so awesome. I do think us taking care of ourselves, practicing yoga, practicing stillness, practicing meditation, doing things that fill up our soul will help us on the path of entrepreneurship, writing that book, having a great relationship with the person you love, whatever it is. But that self-care is so important. And I'm so passionate about self-care. And when I was coaching my team, I had about 5 or 6 women on my team. And that was one of the biggest things, Sadiq, I coached them, is take time for yourself, right? Go on a vacation by yourself. Go take 5 minutes and read a book. Go to a yoga class. I think it's so important for getting us on that path of what our purpose is.
I absolutely love that. And I second it. Like, I'm 100% with you, because even for me, coming from a male perspective now, like, a lot of male don't speak about self-care and self-love, and they think this is all just la stuff. And I'm here, like, as a business coach now, and just supporting people in through what I do now, and my clients, and just people on social media. When I share so much of my content, I always add self-care or self-love somewhere in the week, every single week, because I believe, like, I have to be from the male perspective, one of the advocates for telling males as well as females that self-love is not a woman thing. It's not like a girly thing. You need to take care of yourself. If that means you need to trim your beard, trim your beard. If that means you need to go and get a nice haircut, do that. I know it's difficult now with what's going on in the world, but like, you got to do what you got to do to focus on loving yourself, to find that self-love. And it takes a lot of deep inner work. It does take a lot of personal development, as I went through, because that's how I found myself over 6 years ago. I had to look deeper. I had to read about certain things that opened my mindset, that allowed me to understand, what is self-care? What is this thing that everybody keeps telling me about and I don't really understand? But today it's part of my life. Like, I share my Monday fitness videos, as you were saying, because that makes me so happy. It makes my body, like, fueled with energy and positivity and love. And if that's not part of my self-care, how can I, as a coach especially, how can I give more of my energy, my love, to more people? How can I actually serve more people?
100%. No, you know, and at one point in my life, I weighed close to 190 pounds, and this was a long time ago, but it was really understanding that that is the greatest form of love I can show myself, and just making myself a priority by exercising. And I feel like I walked around for a really long time, Sadiq, just looking at myself from here up and not really understanding the woman I was with inside. And once I started to do that, it just opened up a whole world of magic that's happening now. I mean, that's truly when I decided to, like, write my book, and I actually met Dave on Bumble. Wow. So many people are looking for love and everything, and especially during COVID online, I feel that if you are positive and you think that someone else is going to be out there for you, they will be out there for you. And it doesn't matter where you meet, if you're supposed to meet that person.
So powerful. Like, that's what a lot of people need to hear, Kim. Like a lot of people need to hear that, especially coming from you, like someone who's gone through it, who's done that, who has experienced what you have gone through so far, and the shifts and the changes you've made from the weight you were to now. Like even just the perspective that you have on life. Like if you didn't have belief in yourself, number one, and then you never had the belief that there is someone out there. Like a lot of people, a lot of my friends start telling, like I've kind of become like this relationship coach for like a lot of social media friends and like offline friends. And I'm like, guys, did you know like I've only been in one relationship, and like I'm not the guy you're supposed to come to for relationship advice, but I know why they come to me, because they know that I'm a very serious guy when it comes to life and business and even my just personal life in general. They know I don't like to mess around with women or mess around with people. Like I just want the one woman, the one love of my life, the one wife. Like, and so people know that this guy is very serious. He knows what he wants in his life. He's not just one of those other people that just want to go mess around and experience, have lots of experiences. He just wants to like settle down with someone that's his soulmate. And so for me, it's so powerful to understand that I always tell these same people that ask me the question, I'm like, listen, when the person needs to come into your life, they're going to come into your life. Just remember that your life is a master plan. It's like, it's already written. Imagine you're looking at the map and your life is written. You just don't know where it's going to go. You have to take the little paths. You have to take the little steps every day. And the more good you do in the world, the more positivity, the more love you put into the world, you are going to just attract that person. It's getting closer and closer until they come into your life, just like you and Dave, and bang, it just happens.
Amen. 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 And that's, actually that reminds me of another thing of a life lesson is, and I know with all the books that you've read, writing it down is so important. You can see them in my background, vision boards, right? Imagining, visualizing, having the guts to write it down and tell the universe, tell your guides, tell God what you want, and really see it and feel it and energetically be in that moment, and it will come. And then you surrender, right? So it's writing it down, doing vision boards, and then surrendering to the plan, because God is going to bring you, the universe is going to bring you something amazing, or maybe even more mind-blowing than you could imagine, right?
Definitely. Like I kind of shared this whole, I love what you're talking about visualizing and vision boards, especially for everybody listening. If you don't have a vision board, you're doing life wrong. Like if you don't have a vision board and you don't kind of, even for fun, just want to know what you want to have in your life in the future, it doesn't matter how old you are right now. It honestly doesn't matter what age you are. Just having or just doing this fun activity of getting a board, just like you see behind, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see Kim's 3 humongous vision boards behind her and a globe that I'm pretty sure means that she wants to travel the world, and these are all the places in the world that she wants to go to.
Now that guitar's Dave's, so.
Oh, okay. That definitely was one day Dave's dream to have that guitar. It's a reality today. So
I think it's Don Henley's guitar from the Eagles.
Oh my God, that is amazing. I love it. But it's so powerful, like visualizing what you want, and then every day taking small action steps. You don't have to take huge ones, just small ones to get to the level of one day having that thought become a reality.
But don't you believe that you can't, I believe that you can, Sadiq, change your life in an instant if you believe it and see it, and you just have to start someplace. And whether that's meditating, whether that's going on a silent walk, whether that's telling the universe, writing down 5 things you want to do, you have to start making small actions to make those happen.
Kim, I came up with this new concept recently. I think you'll love it. I think what you said, it kind of adds on to that. I think everybody needs a kind kick. Like everybody needs a little kind kick. So they need Sadiq or someone kind to come, that loves them, that wants the best for them, but from the kindness of their heart, they need a kick. Like they need a little kind.
I'm writing that down. I won't steal it, but I'm writing it down.
Feel free to use
love that.
Because I think
I love that.
Like me being a coach now, like I realize everybody, like if I can give part of my energy to the world, I would have given it. But the people that get to work with me, they work with me, and the people, that's why the rest of my social media content I post every day, because like there's no other way I can give people free stuff. If you want my actual time and energy, you're gonna have to pay for that now. Because if you're gonna work with me, I'm gonna give you the kind kick every single bloody day. until you're like, Sadiq, my life has changed because of you. Like, oh my God. Like, I tell people that work with me, if your life doesn't change in minimum 3 months, take your money back, go have an amazing life. Don't like, just disappear from my life. Like, if your life does not change, because I promised you, if you're with my energy, my love and my support and my guidance every day for just 3 months minimum, your freaking life's gonna change. If it's not me pestering you with my energy or giving you some guidance, some love, some like a picture of me where you wake up to, you're like, holy crap, this guy is always in my face. And that's what I mean by the kind kick. I'm always there. They're always like, if I don't do this, Sadiq's watching. If I don't take the action, Sadiq's gonna check at the end of the week. And it's that little constant fear.
I love that so much. I love that so much. And I love the fact that because we all, I mean, what I do know is my unique story will resonate with some, you know, now whether that's one person, 10 people, 100 people, 500,000 people, like, I don't know what that is, but I know, and I finally believe that my sole purpose is to inspire women and to just share my story. And that will inspire other women to go after their journey and their big dreams. And that's all I want to do.
And you will.
And you're doing it. Like, I'm inspired by watching you.
And Kim, I'm inspired by seeing your journey, and I'm already motivated, and I already know that from your energy, from what you already are doing into the world, the love and the positivity that you're already putting out in your content and your perspective and your mindset, you're already on the right path. Like, you have the vision board. Now it's just Kim's taking Kim needs the kind kick every day. You know, like,
yes,
the little kind kick, and you're gonna be like, bang, you're gonna be shooting for the stars, because you're gonna be, because I just think one of the things that I learned as a coach is everybody just needs someone someone that cares for them to remind them every day, because we as human beings forget things every single day. Like, we just need a reminder. So when people don't want to work with me, I say to them, look, your calendar has to be your coach. My calendar is my coach. I put everything in my calendar, and I know what I need to do this week and next week, and if there's anything else. So make your calendar the coach. If you don't, or you can't afford a coach or a mentor, like, find and use your calendar as your coach. And otherwise, follow mentors that are inspirational to you on social media. Take their free content from YouTube, Instagram, wherever you find, but please take action. The problem is they're not going to take action, because the free content doesn't help people take action. The free content is inspiration and motivation. The paid stuff is where your life's going to change now.
Yeah. Wow. I love this is so good. I love this. I can talk to you all day.
I can as well. I would love to talk to you all day, Kim. So tell us the next step or the next kind of lesson that you've learned.
Well, I do believe a lot of the gifts are in the messy stuff. I think some of the gifts are just in the messy stuff, the dark night of the soul, on your knees, praying to God, like, why am I here? Because that really allows for true change to come in, right? When you're at that place and looking up and asking for hope and faith and show me the way. There's a lot of messy stuff that happens. I mean, some of my biggest lessons and the joy that I'm having now in my life and the joy in my relationship with Dave is because I was married to someone who was abusive. So I was able to have such a painful marriage. And then I was able to grow from that and to just learn about what I truly want in a partner, what I want in a business, what I want in this thing. So going through that dark night of the soul, going through where you're crying and you're a mess and you don't know how you're going to figure it all out, that is the beginning of rebuilding. And I believe you have to have it. I
absolutely agree. Could you give us like an example of something potentially that you went through?
Well, I mean, definitely. So in my marriage, I was married to a narcissist. And for anyone knows about narcissism, that is someone who kind of almost negates your reality on a daily basis. And so it really does break your spirit. Being with a narcissist, it makes you have a lot of self-doubt. And I really became a shell of who I was before I married him. And so thank goodness I'd left the marriage, and I sought a lot of help, because I know there's a lot of women out there that don't know how to leave an abusive situation, but they can do it with help and support and coaching and using God and their angels and their team. But once I actually had the courage that I'm not going to live this way, my life changed. I walked out the door with my dog, my clothes, and that's it. And I left all the money and I said, I'll make more money.
Love it. That's what you call empowering, guys. That is what you call empowering. Like, I love this. Now the world needs to hear Kim's story every single day. They need to hear, how did you leave? Those women that are stuck in that situation now, I know a lot of my friends, even some of my clients, they have been through a similar situation as yourself. And I keep reminding them too, like, hey, like, you are so inspiring to me, number one. And number two, there's another woman in the world right now that literally needs your support. The support that you begged for at the time that you were stuck. Somebody in the world needs that support now for their life to change, for them to get out, for them to leave too.
Absolutely. And that's one, I do want to be there to support. So if anybody, feel free to DM me or send me an email. Like, I'm happy to help support anyone going through something like that. There's just, I had such huge support. So I'm definitely here to be like just a beacon of light to help anyone that needs that little boost.
Kim's the magical angel. She's the magical angel. She will come, and if anybody's going through that, and I really mean this, like, I think everybody needs to go and reach out to Kim, because if you are going through some kind of situation like that, I am 100% positive that Kim would take the time out to have that conversation with you, to jump on a call with you, to try to help and guide you as much as he can. Because it's something that
Magical
I do.
Angel, I'm going to have to take that too. Oh my gosh, you're dropping all these bombs of goodness on me. Love it.
Kim is the magical angel. You have all of the terminologies, and you've kind of inspired me to come up with more terminologies for this episode.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I would say that and I know we're talking about the thing, kind of the five life lessons. And I would say that the next one for me would really be around just embodying being a light worker, being a shining light of positivity, of joy, of love in this world. And I believe a light worker, and part of what my book's about is actually how being a light worker in corporate America or in your job or in your life can change the world. And you can actually build spiritual families where you work, because I think with how things have changed, everyone needs that shining light as a manager, as a boss, as a friend. And so I believe I was put on this earth to be just a bright light, to shine.
Beautiful.
And help change the world.
I'm with you. Because I just want to be the love. I want to be the light. I want to be the beacon for somebody that's just like stuck and they need help and they can't find it, and they just suddenly stumble across my TikTok video or my Instagram video or YouTube video or a podcast, and they're like, oh my gosh, Sadiq, I needed to listen to this episode. I needed to see that video. Sometimes it's like my little viral video that went viral on TikTok, like the little 13-second video, for me just saying, nobody knows you. Nobody knows what's happening in your mind. Nobody knows what's happening in your heart. Nobody knows you better than you know yourself. So ignore the negativity and the noise out there and focus on just being the best you. That's what I said.
Absolutely.
That went to like 1.7 million views, Kim.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
That blew up on TikTok, and like so many people commented and messaged me after that video saying like they needed to see that. They needed somebody to remind them and to just help them and support them and just make them realize that no, we are not perfect and nobody knows you better than you know yourself.
Absolutely. And you know what? It just made me think that as I feel like, the planet, we're going through this awakening, right? We're going through a conscious leveling up, all of us. And I've really realized, Sadiq, that I just need to be just kind of like one arm length to help someone up here, and someone's going to help me, right? Yep. I get it. That's the way this stuff works.
I agree. Honestly, and I think you said it spot on, Kim. I think it's literally the one arm up and the one arm down, and it's not overcomplicating and overthinking the other arms all over the place. No. It's just those two arms. One, you're going up, so you're getting coached, you're getting mentored, and you're going up. And it's the people below you that need the support and the guidance. You're like, hey, I'm here. Like, give me your hands. I'll lift you up and I'll support you to come up here too with us.
Absolutely. And that's what you're doing. That's what I'm doing. And we're all doing it in our own way. And yeah, so I guess tooting our own horns a little bit, tooting my own horn that I know that I can help people. And that's really freaking cool.
Absolutely. And like, we got to embrace it, Kim. Like, I don't even think it's like just tooting your horn. I just think you got to own it. Like, you
Yeah.
got to know your value, right? You got to know your worth. You got to, as I said to you before the call, right? Like, I remember before going into the coaching world, like, I just remember helping and supporting so many people, and so many people kind of draining my energy when I was like, surely I can create a business out of this thing that I love, that I do naturally, that I'm an empath by just nature. So I'm like, surely I should, like, I was put on this earth by God to literally just support people, guide them, inspire them, help them, give them my energy, because I have so much freaking crazy amount of it. And like, surely the only business, if I ever do one, is gonna have to be coaching and speaking. Like, those are the only two things I can do: speak to inspire people from the stages, and then take those people from the stages and one-on-one change their life.
I love what you just said. God put you on this earth to do that. And I see that in you and I feel that in your energy. So thank you so much for being a bright light and a light worker. I love it. I love it.
You're welcome. I'm honored to have been connected with you, Kim, and so many of the other people that I have on my podcast. Like, as I say in the beginning of my podcast, this podcast is all about bringing servant leaders. I specifically say servant leaders to help people take more action in their life, to find their true purpose. Because that's exactly what I did. That's what that's what you've done and you're doing now. That's what the people that have spoken on the podcast have all done. And so I just love the fact that you're here, that you shared your energy and you shared your lessons. I think so. How many have you shared? You shared 4, I think, or
Did I share
5.
4?
Was that or the last one?
It kind of moved around a little bit. I mean, ultimately, I do believe surrender. I would say surrender, because we all have expectations. We all have obviously dreams and goals and things we want to do. All the things I just talked about is a part of it, but then you have to surrender to whatever is out there for your best and highest. And we don't always know what that is. And I believe God does. And so if we're able to have a vision, write these things down, do the work, the magic will unfold naturally, and it will be more than you ever imagined. I do believe that surrender is the key to all of this happening.
Powerful. I agree again. I agree again, because everything you spoke about so far has been all kind of linked as well in some way. When I think this last one kind of puts everything in a nutshell, like just surrendering, letting go of the ego, letting go of the expectations that we have in life. Because the truth is, like, we just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and we cannot go back into the past and change that either.
Some people think they do, right? Some people think they have so much control over their lives, and it only creates, in my opinion, it only creates that worry and fear and doubt, and there's just another way to live.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And there's a lot of people that, you're right, Kim, like, they think, in some sense of things that they believe in and they follow, they think that they know the future because of the specific star sign. They think their life is going to be like this. And I tell those same people, I respect your beliefs. I respect you and whatever you believe in 100%. But I don't want you to live your life like trying to have the expectation that you've read this, so you think this is going to happen in your future. But how do you know? Because you can make one decision today that can be shifted, and you just went down a whole new path, and your life changes in another direction, rather than this is what you thought you were supposed to live.
100. It just made me think of The Untethered Soul. Have you read that book?
Oh, I've heard of it. I haven't read it, no.
Yeah, it is about that same, right? Just we don't know what tomorrow holds. I don't know what 5 minutes now holds. Yep. So it's that practicing of being in the moment, in the now, because that's all we have.
Mm-hmm. And sense of urgency, like having that sense of urgency in life, like not like rushing life, and not kind of just being like, laid back and kind of everything's gonna just work out. Like, I'm just gonna chill, use the law of attraction. I'm gonna just get magical. Money is gonna flow to me, and I'm gonna be super confident, and like just saying all these affirmations and using the law of attraction doesn't work if you don't go and take action. That's why half of the word has the word action in it.
100%. That's why the books that you were talking about on your other podcast and what your coaching is doing, it makes all the difference, right? You have to have some accountability. And most of us can't do that on our own, right?
Definitely. Like it's just very hard. I think depending on your personality trait, I think some people can do it on them by themselves. But I just feel like what you said, having accountability, whatever that is, whether it's like, I don't know, some kind of a group that you're in, a mastermind, specific coach or a mentor, or just like I said, like if you're a very strong personality type and you can use your calendar and like set weekly goals and have that kind of accountability for yourself, I think some people can do it, but I just think having somebody is so much easier and so much helpful, because when you're stuck, you can go and ask and take that person's energy because they're there for you. They're not going to say to you, go away, I'm busy. They're going to actually come and say, how can I serve you? How can I help you? How can I give my energy to you that's going to make you feel better?
And I don't think it ever stops, right? Does it ever stop? Like having a coach and being a teacher and a student, like it never stops. I mean, it's constant. It's every day. So yes, I still have a coach and will probably always have a coach. They change, of course, depending on where I'm aligning at that point. So yeah, but it's very important. Surrender, surrender, surrender.
Surrender, surrender. Okay, so now that brings me on to the end of the show where I'm going to ask you a question, Kim, that you have to answer from the top of your head.
I have to answer with what?
You have to answer whatever the first thing that pops into your mind.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. And it's kind of deep, so I will give you some time if you need it. But here we go. So imagine Kim right now. Okay, you've gone through all this stuff that you've gone through in your life and you're writing your book. And then Kim's going up on a TED stage now. She's walking up onto the TED stage. She's going to give her speech, sharing her life journey, her story, an idea that's going to be spreading viral around the world. There's 90,000 people in the room. 90,000. There's a lot of eyeballs on you right now, Kim. And you just gave them this phenomenal 15-minute talk about your journey, your story, your life, and an idea that everybody's going to take away from that day. Right at the end of the talk, when everybody's just like silent, you want to leave them with one sentence, just one sentence that they can go away with and ponder on, and they will remember Kimberly for the rest of their life after you shared this last sentence with them all. What would that one last sentence be that you will share with these 90,000 people?
I want everyone in this audience to remember the magical being that they are and go frickin' start creating.
Yes, love it. Let's go. And okay, so now give us a little bit of, give us just a tiny bit of context on that. How can someone go or how can these audience right now, how can they all go and create that magic or even find the magic?
So, well, I can help them find the magic through Manifest with Kim for sure on my Instagram. Yes. But they really, like we kind of talked about at the beginning, your inner genius, your inner guru has all the answers. And so we were all put on this earth to do magical shit. And so if we just get out of our own way and allow that stillness to come, it gives you the next step and the next step and the next step. And then you ask the universe to co-create you. You invite God, you invite the universe, you invite them along, and they will divinely and synchronistically put the exact people, places, and things in your life the moment they're supposed to be there. And you can't make this shit up.
Spot on. Like beautiful. Like that's it. Like I have nothing else to say. Kim's like beautifully ended the show because it's just amazing the way you said it. I don't even want to add something and ruin it now.
Honestly, that question, I love it so much, and I've never obviously had that question before. So thank you for giving me that time. And I have, this has been a magical conversation, and I'm such a fan of yours and just the energy. And I just wish you all the love, light, success that's coming your way, because it's big, man. I see it.
Thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate it. And everything that you said and more right back at you. Like more love, more positivity, more of my kindness and my energy coming your way as well. And I'm going to be here to support you, to help and serve you as much as I can. Anytime that you need anything from me, I will always be there by your side. So don't even like flinch to even ask. But where can everybody listening or watching on YouTube, where can they go and reach out to you if they want to go and ask you a question or ask you something specific, or they need your help with manifesting their dreams? Their purpose?
Absolutely. So I'm Manifest with Kim on Instagram, and you can go to thecorporatehippie.co, and that's the corporate hippie, HIPPIE.co. And you can reach out to me via Instagram you can DM me, or you can just send me a note via email, and I will absolutely respond within 24 hours.
Amazing. That's the dedication she had. You see that, guys? She would respond within 24 hours. So like I say to you every single week, or less, make sure you guys go and reach out to Kim. She's an amazing soul. She's going to be doing some big things. Her book is also coming, right, Kim?
March 12th.
March 12th. So everybody put that in your calendar. March 12th of 2021. Her book's coming. I'll be sharing it when it goes live. I'll be also getting it when it goes live. So,
thank you. Thank you.
And guys, make sure you go and reach out to Kim on her Instagram. I'll put everything in the YouTube link and all over the podcast. So you guys better go and DM her and send her some love at least, and say that you listened to the episode, because you guys know that I only surround myself with amazing souls who are servant leaders and leading their light into the world, where I believe more light needs to be spread right now in the tough times that we live in. So make sure you go show Kim some love. But Kim, any last sentences before I end the show?
Let's just all keep shining our light.
Let's all keep shining our light. I love it. Beautiful. Sweet and simple. Thank you so much for being on the show, Kim. I'm super grateful that I got to share energy with you and share this conversation. And I'm looking forward to staying in touch.
Thank you, Sadiq. I appreciate it. And look forward to seeing where we both are a year from now.
100%. I'll have you back in a year from now for sure.
I love it. Yes.
Just to have the accountability and check up.
I love it.
Okay, awesome. Take care.